32-inch doors is that the rough opening is pretty much 33 inches, and so is the corrugations are 11 inches on center, so 11, 22, 33. Basically, if you just cut right down the center of the corrugations, odds are the door is going to fit in there. So if you did mark the center and even just cut on the outside of the line, you're going to be good. A huge advantage to the 32-inch man doors is that they only span across 3 corrugations. So our 36-inch man doors would span across 4 corrugations, and then we weren't able to install them right dead center of the container. So these 2 welds here are the center of the shipping container, and then the door is going to install on the outside corrugations just inside of there. So here we should be able to just eyeball it and run a line down. I'm curious. You definitely don't want to use a level that's plumb. You just want to measure off a common point on the shipping container, because if your container is not sitting level, now you're going to have your door kinked to one side or the other. And the same thing on the other side. And we are at bang on 33. So we haven't gone all the way to the top where the rough opening is going to be. One thing about measuring the top is we're going to want to leave the weld in place and install the door right on top of the welds. You don't want to cut through the welds because it's difficult. So we're going to cut right on the top of the weld. We got 81.5. So that there, I got them all marked. And then if you've ever done any container mods before, and you have any scrap corrugation, we love this. You can use, there's flexible rulers or whatever to transfer your line across, but this just works so great for us. So if we have ever cut anything that's nice and straight, now we can utilize this as our marking template. So this, you'll notice a hole in it, that's for our big Air 45 vents. There we go. Next step, grab a face shield, angle grinder, even a guard, gloves, cut her out. When you are cutting your rough openings, make sure that you leave a couple tabs uncut at the bottom. So these 2 outside corrugations, if you just leave, say a ½ inch of metal on both sides, then when you finish cutting everything, the whole thing is going to hinge and fall outwards. And you can control the fall, so you can set a pallet here if there's a big heavy panel and you just want to lift that with your bobcat or forklift afterwards. Another important thing to note is when you're cutting, if you start by cutting the bottom, then you're not going to bind your disc. So your cutting wheel, if you cut everything first and then cut the bottom, the weight of the panel will actually bind it. So if you always try to cut your bottom first and then go up and across the top, that's going to be the easiest or the least amount of effort in cutting it, and the